talk about, you say that the alignment of your outer purpose with your inner purpose is what we talked about last week. The inner purpose must fuel the outer purpose. Otherwise, ultimately, it's not going to work for us. But the alignment of our outer purpose with the inner purpose is called awakened doing. And that awakened doing is the next stage in the evolution of consciousness on our planet. There are three modalities of awakened doing: acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm. On page 295, you write, each modality represents a certain vibrational frequency of consciousness. That is, you need to be vigilant to make sure that one of them operates whenever you are engaged in doing anything at all. This is key, folks. From the most simple task to the most complex. If you are not in a state of either acceptance, enjoyment, or enthusiasm, look closely and you will find that you are creating suffering for yourself and others. So let's explain each one of them. You touched on it a little bit earlier when you were talking to Kippy, I think, about acceptance does not, no, that was Beth, that acceptance does not mean condonement. It means I accept this moment for what it is.
Yes. And so when you're doing something, you'll be amazed if you become aware of this and observe people around you, how many people are constantly in a state of disharmony because they cannot be in either acceptance, enjoyment, or enthusiasm about what they're doing. And the acceptance really needs to be applied only to the present moment. If the boss is there, sitting there, saying whatever he says,
right.
At this moment, am I able to accept this? Am I bringing acceptance to this?
That's
now,
right.
Here we are talking more specifically about when you're performing some kind of action.
Right.
And what is the question is what energy flows into the doing?
That's right. That's the question.
Is it the energy of denial or negativity? And once you've developed a little bit of sensitivity, you can very easily tell by observing other people whether the energy that flows into what they do is contaminated with negativity, or whether there is presence or consciousness that flows. And totally qualitative difference is enormous. Moment. And by honoring this moment, he's honoring you, he's honoring life. Success depends on what energy flows into what you do.
Okay.
And you affect everybody else also with that.
And that is why you must change the modality to, if you're not accepting, enjoying, or enthusiastic, you need to stop whatever that is and work on changing your mood or don't do it.
Yes, either accept what you do, which is the primary thing, or don't do it, remove yourself, don't do it, but don't contribute negative energy or suffering to this world.
I know, but most people are going to say, I'm sure listening, saying, but I had to do it. I had to do it. I have a responsibility. I have to do it, but I don't want to do it.
Well, then know that at that moment it is your choice to create unhappiness for yourself and others. Once you know that that is your choice, it might change. Because it's really to generate unhappiness for yourself and by implication for others really requires you to be unconscious.
Right.
But when you make this process conscious and realize at this moment, by resisting what I'm doing, I'm creating suffering for myself.
Yes.
And probably people around me too.
Okay. And the reason you come into acceptance again is because of the energy that you're bringing into it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the next modality for awakening is enjoyment.
Yes. No.
That's a notch above acceptance.
Yes. Different frequency,
Vibrational frequency.
vibrational frequency.
Because everything is about vibrational frequency.
Yes,
People are bringing energy to everything that they do.
yes.
Okay.
Now, enjoyment is a higher frequency.
Right.
Some things are easier, of course, to do in the state of enjoyment. One might almost say you do them naturally in a state of enjoyment, things that you like doing.
Yeah. I love this quote, Eckhart. On 297, you say, on the new earth, enjoyment will replace wanting as the motivating power behind people's actions.
Yes.
When's that going to happen?
Well, it has to...
Not by July either, I don't think.
Well, not in the collective, but it can happen in the individual already now.
Where we do things because we enjoy them.
Yes.
And not because you want more and want more and want more.
Yes.
Because so many people have expressed throughout this class on the message boards and in other areas how you get more things and get more things and you want more things and want more things, and that leaves you with an empty space.
Yes, trying to fill your life up with things. Eventually you come to an empty space and you feel
Nothing.
completely unfulfilled.
Right.
And so the wanting is the usual thing that comes out of the egoic state of scarcity or lack, which is always there when the ego predominates.
Yeah.
So I need that in order to fulfill myself, in order to find satisfaction. I need to achieve this in order to be fully myself. This is the underlying assumption.
Right, of wanting.
And that is the old energy of wanting. So you go out and it becomes very stressful because you're trying to arrive at that point.
Yes.
Always trying to get away from this moment because the next one promises greater fulfillment.
Yes.
The next one never comes because when it comes, it's the now again, which is a place you want to get away from. Completely insane, but normal.
Okay. So getting to the place where you can have enjoyment from things, because enjoyment does what?
Enjoyment brings an enormous empowerment to what you do, and it flows into what you do. And this is the beginning of creativity, which comes out of that.
When the creative power of the universe becomes conscious of itself, it manifests as joy. You don't have to wait for something meaningful to come into your life so that you can finally enjoy what you do. There's more meaning and joy than you will ever need.